This meeting is being recorded.
I am so excited to be here with Colleen Halverson. She's been a joy to work with. She's been eating optimally now for 31 weeks, and I am so excited for her to share her story because the viewer watching this, you are going to leave very inspired. And I know Colleen is very proud of, which she has so much to be proud of. So, Colleen, thank you so much for being here. I'm really happy that you're here.
My pleasure.
So, I would love for you to share with us why you decided to hire me as your nutritionist. What was going on with your health and your weight 30-ish weeks ago? Why did you even sign up to talk to me to begin with?
Because I had been struggling probably for over 2 years with my weight. I had lost about 35 pounds in between 2019 and 2020, just eating better meals. We use the autoimmune protocol diet where you take everything away and then gradually add things back. I do have an autoimmune disorder, so we were trying to work with that. I have been on prednisone since 2013.
Are you comfortable sharing what autoimmune condition you have?
Yes, I have. It's called Myasthenia Gravis. It is a muscle disorder. It causes your nerves to send out signals to your muscles, but you have a antibody that blocks the receptors, so it causes weak muscles. Mine presented with double vision, so I was walking around like Popeye for a while, just closing one eye. I ended up having surgery. I refused to go on steroids, and because of that, just my health overall decreased. Steroids is apparently a wonder drug. So when I was prescribed steroids, yes, I got better, but we're talking high dose steroids, 40 milligrams a day, which caused the weight gain. Gradually over the years weaned down, but I would have breakthroughs and have to bump up and then wean down again. But the weight was all over the place. I had lost about 35 pounds, was happy, and then just went through this period where I just kept gaining weight. No matter what I did, I would not eat carbs. I would only eat protein. I would limit my meals to where I was starving. And I just kept gaining weight, and I topped out at my highest ever at 239 pounds. I didn't like looking at myself in the mirror. I hated the way I looked, and I cried a lot. And I happened to see one of Trish's, I guess it was on Facebook, pop up.
Yeah.
And it said, give me a call. We'll schedule a talk. And I had hit my bottom. I was at the end. So I called Trish, and I just felt like a big fat cow.
Okay, so you decided to talk to me because you were at the highest weight you'd ever been and had been trying to lose over the last 2 years. Plus, you had an autoimmune disease, so you were concerned about that and had been on steroids and prednisones, and that added an additional complication. And you had tried all these different things, and you did not feel good about yourself physically, emotionally, and like you said, you were at your rock bottom, so you decided to talk.
Yes, I was probably days away from asking the doctor for anti-depressants.
I'm so glad.
That close.
So glad that you decided to have a chat with me on Zoom before doing that, because you ended up enrolling in the program, you ended up hiring me, and we put an individualized optimal eating plan in place for you. One, you wanted to lose weight, but you tried all these different things. Plus, there was autoimmune condition concerns at the same exact time. So we tailored it to your diagnoses, to your goals, and those beautiful taste buds of yours. And you have been eating optimally for 31 weeks now, which is a huge thing to celebrate in and of itself. The fact that it's sustainable enough that you can keep doing it that long and enjoy it. But I would love to hear from you. What have you achieved? And I have a big smile on my face right now because I know you have reached a new marker, a new celebratory point. To go on, tell us, girl, what have you accomplished eating optimally and being here?
Well, as of this morning, I am down 52 pounds. Woo! I am like 2 pounds away from the weight I was 9 years ago. When I had 4 pounds that I would go waffle between 183 and 187 and 183, which if I kept losing the 4 pounds instead of gaining them, I would have lost, 30 pounds. Mm-hmm. And I'm ready to move on and lose more. I mean, I just see it, and it's not that I have to absolutely lose it, but I just feel better. I feel more better every day.
Tell me in what ways you feel better, because as the person watching this video knows, and as you know, that there's a lot of ways you could lose weight if they even work, that you would not feel better, right? So what specific ways are you feeling better above and beyond having lost weight?
I am not hungry. Our program lets us eat in between meals, so to speak, the little mini meals.
Whenever you're hungry, eat. It's a good thing to eat. Your body's telling you need food. We just got to give it optimal food. That's it. You're hungry to eat.
You feel satiated. I don't have to leave the table hungry because, I think I've eaten too much. I should push this away.
Right.
And I clean my plate.
Yeah. And then how do you feel after you clean your plate?
I do not feel the sluggish, oh my gosh, I really shouldn't have eaten those last 3 bites. They're good, but I don't regret what I eat.
Yeah.
I don't regret what I eat. And I have launched into a whole other realm of, oh, that looks really good. And, and there's not a steak in there or a hamburger. Oh, I make some really good black bean burgers.
Nice.
I'm excited to try those. How
else is your body feeling? I want you to explain to us how the difference is and how it was feeling before versus how it's feeling now.
I don't feel tired all the time. I don't feel as weak. I have dropped the prednisone down to less than 10 milligrams a day, but I don't feel side effects from that, like the muscle weakness, or I can take the walks, I can do the strength training, and I just don't feel like I just can't do this today. I'm just too fatigued. I don't get it.
Is that what it used to be like for you before you started eating optimally?
Yeah, I would. If it was a long day, I just needed to come home and veg. I really couldn't do anymore. I just can't stand up anymore. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying I'm going out there and doing marathons or, I cannot stand and clean the house for 6 hours a day like, we all did when we were young, but I can get through what I need to get through. Mm-hmm. And even long days at work, which really aren't that, I go home still feeling good, feeling up to making fresh for dinner. Mm-hmm. And so I can eat optimally.
So you have more energy, you have more stamina, you're stronger, you're taking less prednisone, you have less muscle weakness, and you're walking again and walking more often and strength training and able to do more and be more productive. And what has that done for you from an emotional perspective? Now, I know you said before, if you had waited a couple more days before you first spoke to me, you would have been asking your doctor for antidepressants. So what has this done for you emotionally to have accomplished this for yourself and to physically feel so much better that you're able to do more in your life?
I think because I feel better about me and how I look, and vain or not, if you have to, if you don't perceive yourself as looking well, or if you have a bad self-image, then other people would probably realize that. They can look at that from your countenance and your character. I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty happy. My husband makes me crazy sometimes, but that's we've been together for 50 years, so we make each other crazy.
So do you feel more confident and proud of yourself and less depressed?
Yes, absolutely. I have more energy. I have more. I want to do things. I sew, and I love to sew. And rather than just sitting there and just staring at a project for a few days, because I just don't have the initiative, I can't wait to do it. I have projects. I have 3 projects on the table right now, and I do a little bit every night, sometimes in the morning. So, and I can't wait for the weekend. So
I love that. I love that. And that's so common. So many people come to me, they're like, I want to do this thing, but it's like, I don't have the energy, or just like, I can't get myself to do it, whatever. But now it's like when people also don't understand here that, yes, the weight loss is helping, but more than anything else, the food, like eating optimally, the food is giving you more energy. So for
yeah,
almost all of my clients, in the first 1 to 2 weeks, they're already starting to do more things because the food in and of itself is so impactful and therapeutic and gives you so much energy. So you get to do the things that you assume you have to lose weight for first to start doing, which motivates you to keep going. And the food tastes good, and then you're satiated, and and then you're losing weight, and then it has like this beautiful compound effect. Would you agree with that?
absolutely, absolutely. I I I see a difference in not just my overall look and my shape and my body. I feel a difference inside, and I'm it it I don't have okay, well, I've lost 50 pounds, I'm good now, I can go back and eat whatever. I want to continue this journey.
Mhm.
um, I share with other people who ask about it, and because a lot of people talk about, that's what you eat, you don't eat. What about protein?
Mhm.
Babe, I probably get more protein than you did. Um, but that kind of thing. Other people who aren't on this program or don't understand the program, um, they just don't understand that you can eat these things, be fully satisfied,
Mhm.
lose the weight, have the energy, and have all the what your body needs. Because
Yeah.
if I wasn't getting what my body needed, I probably wouldn't be sitting here.
Yeah,
You
you're
know?
feeling so good. And for context for those that are watching, the optimal foods that Colleen gets to enjoy that she loves that are helping her are potatoes and sweet potatoes and rice and beans and whole grain pasta and foods that most people wholeheartedly love but are just
But
scared to eat. Now they need to be in a certain optimal way for them to
right,
be therapeutic, but generally speaking, that's pretty exciting for most people to do. And I would love to share your weight loss graph right now, Colleen,
okay.
so people can see from a chart perspective what you've accomplished eating optimally and creating this lifestyle change for yourself. Do you feel confident in your ability to continue to keep doing this on your own?
Yes, I do. I really do. Um,
That makes me very happy to
yeah,
hear.
yeah,
So
I
you
absolutely do.
good.
I'm almost afraid to try any other stuff.
What do you say? What do you say?
Afraid to go back to, I always thought, well, once I hit my goal, maybe I'll have a little piece of steak to celebrate. But even now, it's like, I don't know. Do I
You,
really want that?
I mean, you could, but if you do, there's a good chance you will physically have a negative reaction from it.
Exactly. Well, and that's the thing. I really fear a negative
Yeah.
reaction
Yeah.
physically. So.
Yeah. So, for context for our viewer, Colleen worked intensively with me for 10 weeks in a row for 2.5 months. And then we checked in once a month for 3 months. And that ended a month ago. So now she's been eating awfully for 30 weeks and she's down 50 pounds. And this is what it looked like her daily numbers charted out on the scale, which is I'm so happy for you.
And I think I'm fortunate because when I look at that graph, it's like, dang, look at that. But when you see a difference every day, and even my husband said, why do you weigh yourself every day? Because it's exciting to see that. And I chart it too in my phone. I keep it in my phone so I can put it in the food journal. But it's exciting to see that and the just the progress. And like you said, the bunny hops. It may go up a little bit, but it's never going to hop back up to 240 pounds.
Right.
I know that.
The bunny hopping down a hill is part of the process. So the scale is going to fluctuate on a daily basis. It might be higher compared to yesterday, but that doesn't mean you're gaining. It might be higher than yesterday, then less than it was last week, then you're making progress. So that's something that for our viewer right now that I help my clients fully understand and we chart out because the fluctuation on the scale can be quite a challenge for people. What would you say, Colleen, to the woman watching this video that has a few health concerns, 50, 75-ish pounds to lose, is terrified to try something new and invest in herself because one, she may have never invested before, two, she has tried a million different things, right? And is really scared that something may be wrong with her, but she wants to help herself, but she's scared. What would you say to that person?
Just you are worth the investment. And that was part of it too, Trish. I had to realize I was worth doing this because I didn't feel like I was worth that investment. And I had second thoughts about it too, right after we hung up.
Right.
Gee, should I really do this? This is, it's not, I mean, it's a chunk of money, but it's not any more than it's no more than you're going to spend it if you don't take care of your health.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way.
Very true.
It's probably quite a bit less.
Yeah.
So, but it's just, I think the main thing is realizing you inside this, it's worth it. You are worth it. And so it is worth doing this.
Do you have any regrets? Do you have any regrets about having invested in yourself?
No, I really don't. Like I said, the first couple of days, I had buyer's remorse kind of thing, but no, not week after week and day after day where I actually saw the progress and the Facebook page and just all the recipes, and the gift of the She's So Beautiful book with all of those lovely recipes in there.
Yeah.
Just it's I can eat forever on those.
Yeah.
I mean,
and this is something that, do you feel like this is something that you will have for the rest of your life versus, doing something like Optivia or like buying shakes that you buy a product, but then when the product is out, you have nothing to show for it. And the only way you're going to be successful, if it even works, is to keep buying it. So do you feel like this is different in terms of like, you have something that you will be able to keep with yourself forever to help yourself?
Well,
forever?
you taught us to, in essence, fish so we can feed ourselves.
Yes.
Eating optimally. You taught us the skills to be able to do this on our own. And I think I I had oil-based sauteed veggies once, but it was an optimal meal, but it was at a wedding. But they offered an optimal meal, so I went with it. And you said, great, it was optimal.
Yeah.
And a little bit of sauteed oil, somebody sauteing in oil. I actually like the broth. I like sauteing in the broth. I think I don't know. I just really like the sauteing in the broth.
So, and what you're saying for a viewer to better understand is you like the optimal food better than near optimal or non optimal. Like you like how you have learned to eat and cook for yourself more than any other way that you could eat.
There are several dishes that we've made either in Facebook or I found on optimal websites that there is the one particular one that is called no tuna salad that
I love that one.
I eat tuna salad, it's fine, but I love this stuff. I can eat it every day with chickpeas and make it just like tuna salad, but without tuna. And even my grandchildren love it. They love it. They ask me to make it in a pasta salad for them all the time.
So your grandkids are asking you to make optimal food for them because the food tastes, and that is one of the biggest things that I really want to drill home for people is when food tastes good. And when optimal food tastes good, everybody will eat it, whether it's optimal or not. Or so your spouse, your kids, and it's so essential for it to taste good. And that's something that we focus on a lot in the program because if it tastes good and you like it and it's helping you and you're getting results, of course you're going to keep eating it. And it's going to be a no-brainer. Right. You're going to get like to the point that Colleen is at. It's like, I don't want to eat the non-optimal stuff because the optimal food tastes better. I like it more and it makes me feel good. And I'm getting results and I'm feeling better emotionally, physically. It's just there's so the level of benefits becomes so great that it becomes a no-brainer to just keep staying the course because your life is so much more improved and it's so much more enjoyable. Would you agree with that? That's definitely been my experience.
Absolutely. I would absolutely agree with that. And there are so many avenues that you can explore with optimal food. I jotted down my I deserve credit for things because I figured we'd be talking about that. But I deserve credit for maintaining this journey for 7 months and continuing to eat optimally and finding optimal alternatives wherever I am.
Yeah.
And they're there. They're absolutely there. And sometimes I have to give you an example. I had a work thing this week, very important, and the corporate people were in town. And they're from San Antonio, so they love a good Mexican restaurant. So we did go to a Mexican restaurant. They had the absolute best vegetarian tamales with beautiful no cheese, and the veggies were amazing. That I'm going to take my husband there. But I mean, I could enjoy the meal, and it wasn't something I had to. Well, could you just put it this way for me? Or you know what? I'll only have a tortilla with some beans on it. It was a full meal. It was lovely, and they're out there. And I have an app on my phone that tells me where to find optimal eating places.
So what I love about this is you were successful in a social work situation. You were successful in a restaurant. You loved what you were eating, and now you want to take your husband there. And you continued to do what was best for you, despite other people probably doing different things around you, which is good for your self-esteem at the same time. So we're out of time now. So is there any final words or anything that you would like to say before we go?
Just thank you, Trish. And God bless you.
My pleasure.
Thank you so much.
It's been my pleasure.
And I
love you too. What'd you say?
Okay. And I love you.
I love you too. You did an amazing job. I'm so proud of you for like, even though it was scary, you said yes to doing this for yourself because look at what you achieved for yourself and no one can ever take this away from you. And congrats on reducing your medication and having more energy and all these beautiful, amazing things that you have done for yourself. I am incredibly, incredibly proud of you. You did a great job.
And I need to say for that person watching who's like, I just don't know. I wasn't one of the many, and I know you have many, but you do a one-on-one, and we were doing it once a week, and then it, even just once a month. But I felt we had an actual relationship, a friendship, and I just don't know that an app can do that for you.
No.
So
real human
anyway.
connection. I appreciate you saying
Exactly.
it. It's absolutely a mutual feeling. Congratulations,
So thank
Colleen.
you.
You done well,
Bye-bye.
sister. You did great. Thank you so much for being here. We're gonna miss you, but I'm excited to hear about all your continued success moving forward.
All righty, ma'am. Thank you. I love you too. And I hope, take the plunge, take that step. Anyone who needs to hear it.
Thanks for sharing that, Colleen. Thank you.
All right. Be good.